Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2011. There's a lot to go over in the markets. We've had a wild evening of trading, and let me show you exactly what I'm talking about as we look at the charts here. Here's a chart of the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and you can see futures were plummeting overnight. They were down about 9 points at one segment in the evening last night around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You can see as we got to around 1 in the morning, the ES futures were sharply lower. I guess trading as low as 1303. And then we rallied up. Big move. And the futures are now just down $2.75 to 1310.75. So what was the big move? What was the cause? I'm not really too sure. All I know is that if the futures are going one way, the U.S. dollar index obviously is going the other way. And here you can see the U.S. dollar index making a pretty solid high up here at 76.27 and really selling off sharply. Dollar is inching up again now, and that should take a little bit of steam out of the futures. And you can see the futures beginning to drop a little bit more, down about 3 points. But these markets have really been under pressure the last several days. Even yesterday, the market was under pretty good pressure really throughout the session, although the dollar was slaughtered yesterday, and you could see that easily in this chart here. If I go back to the dollar, you can see right here how the dollar was really bludgeoned into the 2 o'clock time frame, and that helped the markets a little bit. But nonetheless, it was still a pretty good sell-off for the markets yesterday, even though the markets weren't down all that much. It was just another negative day and another day with a struggling S&P 500 and Dow and NASDAQ trying to get higher. Now, if you look at the NASDAQ futures, you'll see the same thing. NASDAQ futures really cratered overnight and have come back and bounced back a little bit. NASDAQ futures are down about 4 points at the moment, and that's the NASDAQ E-mini. So, again, we have to watch that U.S. dollar index. I think it's going to dictate every single move that we're looking at in this market, and we'll see where it takes us. In the meantime, there will be a few things to take note of. At 8:30 a.m., which is just another 4 minutes from now, you will have durable goods orders. Now, normally, and I said this yesterday, I don't really care about the news. The movement of the dollar is going to be what moves the markets. But when you have fragile markets like this, they will react to the news events. So right now we are looking at a fragile market, so we have to see what the durable goods orders are. I guess economists are looking for a 3% drop in new orders from the previous month, so we'll see exactly what it comes out to be. I don't care really what they report. I just care about the reaction in the overall market, and we'll see if how the futures behave and how the dollar behaves. Remember, everything right now is trading inverse to the U.S. dollar index. Okay, there's still a lot of problems in Europe. The European Union really, I really don't know how they're going to work their way out of this. But and we have a big problem here. We're about 50 Greases in the United States. So the same problems here, but we can print our own money. So it looks like the U.S. markets can stay stable for a little bit longer. But in any case, the data out of Europe is horrible. You have the debt crisis there. You always have to watch for bond yields and things of that nature. So again, we'll see how that all shapes up. But to make it real simple, just watch the U.S. dollar index, especially for those of you that are day traders like myself. And you just see how the dollar is looking. And dollar goes down, you'll look at stocks like leading commodity names such as Freeport-McMoRan, Cleveland-Cliffs, things of that nature, U.S. Steel. And if the dollar goes higher, look for those stocks to go down, and you try to put it together with the patterns as best you can. So that's what we're really looking at the moment. But ugly data out of the European Union. You also had Asia down for the most part last night. You had the Nikkei down about half a percent. The Shanghai was down 0.9%. Australia and the Sensex just about the same. So all across the board, Asian markets were down. The Hang Seng was basically flat last night. Nothing that we can make a lot out of. But there are a few stocks in the news this morning. One is AIG. This stock is getting sold off pretty sharply, down to $28.55 a share. Okay, you could see yesterday 29.46 was the close. So if we just go back into real time right now, 28.55, that stock is trading lower. Costco reported earnings. Costco has been a blockbuster lately. The stock is selling off after earnings. Actually sold off yesterday into the close. You'll see that little sell-off there. And now if we just go to real time, you could see here Costco trading at 79.35, closed at 81.35 yesterday. So this stock will be in play today as well. Let me just check and see if there are any other important names that I'm looking for. Nothing really that significant here. Yeah, Costco. Ralph Lauren is down also. Let's take a look at Ralph Lauren, see what we got there. Yeah, that's a pretty big sell-off. This stock has been hit hard. It has been hit hard. Ever since Gap Stores reported earnings last week, Ralph Lauren has been hit pretty hard. And you can see today, yesterday closed at 127.43. And today, the stock is trading right at 118.80. So this is a big decline for Ralph Lauren. And again, it goes to show you there's inflation out there, and these companies are feeling the pressure now. So that's a big sell-off there on Ralph Lauren. I didn't realize it was that steep of a drop, but that's a pretty big decline right there for Ralph Lauren. So ticker symbol RL. On the upside, there's not too much out there that I can see right now. Let's take a look at Boston Scientific. That's trading up a little bit. But that's really just about all I see right now. There's not really any big market movers to the upside from what I could tell. And this is the kind of trading day we're going to be into, I think, today and maybe even tomorrow. It's going to be really just a grind of a day. You can see all the external forces trying to keep the market up as the dollar usually declines intraday. But the dollar really is the driving force. If it trades higher, the markets will trade lower. Gold and silver, for the most part, are basically flat this morning. And you do have spot crude down about a point. So again, we'll watch and see exactly how this all plays out. But you can see crude is trading lower as we speak. USO, I'm using that as a barometer, closed at 39.28 yesterday, trading at 38.92 at the moment. So again, durable good orders are out at the moment. Let's see if they're moving the markets. Yeah, you can see just pretty good whips here. But the dollar looks like it is starting to move lower. Dollar is starting to move lower, so durable good orders are just holding steady, where futures are down 3.5 points here. But we do have the durable good orders out. It looks like down 3.6% in April versus up 4.4% in March. This kind of bad news will probably send the dollar lower, at least initially early. We'll have to see how it plays out, and it is doing it right now. You can see the U.S. dollar index trickling down. Not a big steep move down, but it is falling down, and that will help prop the markets up a little bit. So futures are down 3.25 points to 13.10 right now on the E-minis S&P futures. Okay, that pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to say today. Keep an eye on the dollar. Nothing's changed there. As soon as something does change, we will let you know. For those of you in the chat room, I'll see you all on the charts at 9:30. And have a great trading day, everybody. See you tomorrow.